OB66 is supposed to be a very large update with plenty of new content and improvements to the game. Since this update has been said to be so big, it has built up a lot of hype from the community. Everyone is super excited to see what it has in store for us. Some of you may be a little tired of waiting though and want to know all you can about the update right now. Hi-Rez has put up the PTS a few times to allow people to test the new Battleground mode before they put it out with OB66, and because of this, data miners have been able to data mine some of the update. A Polish Paladins data mining site has brought us a lot of spoilers and it all looks really cool. If you want to visit the site yourself, I'll have a link to it down below. It is of course in Polish though, so hopefully your browser has a translate option for you. If not, you can see them all right here in this video. Now before I go over all this, there is the possibility that all of it isn't meant for this update. So keep that in mind when you see the patch preview or the Paladins OB66 showcase as they're calling it now. That takes place on the 20th of this month. They haven't confirmed a time yet though. From what I've seen, I'd imagine it'd still be at 1 PM Eastern. Okay, so there's a few skins that got data mined. Ruckus is getting a RoboForce skin. RoboForce is probably the codename for the skin and not the real name, but it does give us an idea of how the skin will look. If you don't know what RoboForce is, it's this. So imagine Ruckus and Bolt with this style. Tyra is getting a Drake fire skin. Now a Drake isn't just a Hotline Bling guy, it is also a type of dragon. Drakes are grounded dragons that walk on all fours and have no wings. So it looks like Tyra is going to be wearing some kind of armor made from a Drake from one of her hunts. Genos is also getting a skin, but there was no codename. However, there is 6 voice lines.
There's nothing quite as fun as smashing 2 shiny planets into each other. I like this planet. I think I'll add it to the collection. You are but a tiny speck on a tiny world in a universe infinitely larger. Let's see what this planet can offer. I'll crush your every molecule. The universe is my plaything, and now you are too.
There are also the skins that are visible on the PTS already. We have Jotun Terminus, and man does this look cool. I really hope they buff Terminus so players can get good use out of this. There are voice lines for this one too, so take a listen to that.
The cool breeze chills my heart. Please stop. I can only punch so many people in a day. Tiny man babies cry in terror when they hear my name. You are like rats. Easy to smash but hard to get rid of. What hope did you have with such teeny tiny weapons? You dare trespass on my territory! Please, let me die! No! No!
There's also Reaver Victor, and it's a recolor of his other space skin. Then there's Infiltrator Strix. Now this one is the most interesting to me because the frontline pack is going away very soon, and the damage spray for the damage class was also data mined, so a damage pack is obviously coming. These class packs come with limited epic rarity skins, and Tyra's isn't confirmed to be an epic while Strix's is, so Infiltrator might end up being part of that pack. Also, since it is an epic, it does have a voice pack, so here's some of its voice lines.
There will always be a need for men like me in the galaxy. Someone's always got to die. One shot, one kill. A mile away or point blank, either way you're dead.
Now, if you haven't seen it yet, there's a new hat box on the PTS that gives funny hats to different characters. You can see them all right now. It's a very silly box that is probably inspired by TF2 because that game is all about hats from what I've heard. There are also mastery skins. These aren't on the PTS but they were data mined. Shaolin, Kinessa, Ruckus, Grover, and Genos all appear to be getting some. There were also some wrecked guns data mined for Lex, and Hi-Rez Lulu teased that the wreck box would be making a return soon, so that could possibly be with this update. There is the hat box though, and they don't normally release 2 boxes together, so it could end up being for OB67, we'll see. This Ceres one was actually data mined a while back, and it looks like a dance emote, so that'll probably be in the VIP store. The 2 others were recently data mined. We have this one for Genos, and it looks like he's making some kind of constellation with his finger, and then doing something with it, hard to tell what. There's also this one for Leon, and I can't really tell what's happening here. This emote probably focuses mainly on her facial expressions, so we'll be able to tell what's happening when we see it in the actual game. Now, a while back, there was a character data mined with the codename Vanguard. This character seemed to have a barrier ability and 2 weapons. The barrier makes it safe to assume it's a tank because it is very unlikely we'll be getting another damage or flank with a barrier since we recently got 2 of them, and there's really no evidence to suggest that this is a support. There is plenty of evidence to suggest that it's a tank though. If you saw the lore cinematic, then you probably noticed this big guy standing behind Leon in this frame, and next to Ashe in this one. Now, this is obviously a tank with how big and heavily armored he is, and he does have 2 weapons, so that all fits. His identity, however, wasn't made clear in the cinematic, but when the lore for all the characters came out, there were 3 new characters introduced with it: Valera, Karn, and Khan. In the cinematic, Valera was confirmed to be the leader of the Paladins, and Karn was confirmed to be the leader of the Magistrate. This only leaves Khan without any confirmation. All we know about him is he's Leon's bodyguard and general, and seeing how he's at Leon's side here, and on the battlefield leading an army with Ashe here, this is probably Khan. If you need some more proof, take a listen to his data mined voice lines.
Have you heard the Squadron proverb about honor? It doesn't exist! Ha! It's a rock monster. It doesn't have motivation. Khan! Never send a boy to do a man's job. I don't care how powerful they become. I'll fight to my last breath. I did not mean to fail you. What would you have me do, Leon? Your command, Princess.
Hear those last 2? He's talking to Leon, so that's really all the evidence that's needed. Our next character is going to be the frontline Khan. I cannot wait to see his title. General of House ISO, maybe? That would definitely make for some interesting duo pairings. Imagine somebody with Leon's title, and imagine somebody with Khan's title duoed in a party together. Anyway, Hi-Rez said that they were going to release a character about every month, and that is normally every 2 updates. Now, even though it hasn't been 2 updates since we last got Mowgli, it has been a month, so it looks like that we'll be getting Khan in OB66. I really can't wait. I am all over anything that has to do with Leon, and I would love to have another member of House ISO on the character roster. I'm not the biggest tank fan ever, I only like a few, but I'm still very excited for this one. Now, there were some balance updates that were leaked on the PTS, but Hi-Rez said these were mainly things they were testing internally, and not things that they were necessarily coming out with in OB66, so I'm not going to go over them. We'll talk about balance when the patch notes come out. Until then, that's pretty much it guys. I want to thank you all for watching. I very much appreciate it.